Hi, it's Ra, Rishi Kavi Raghudas from Star Presence Astrology, here to give the astrological forecast for Sunday, November 2nd, 2025. Well, we may get an extra hour of sleep as we change back from daylight savings time to standard time, but the day itself, astrologically speaking, is very active and mostly in a positive way. The sun today is at 10 degrees of deep, dark water signs, Scorpio, emotionally intense, psychically sensitive, and just generally passionate about everything. And the moon changes signs today. It moves from the latter degrees of mystical, magical, sometimes very escapist water sign of Pisces into the dynamic and impetuous fire sign of Aries, always in red when the moon is in Aries. While the moon is still in the latter degrees of Pisces, it makes two angles. The first of which is from 28 degrees of Pisces, and it's a harmonious 60-degree sextile. Smooth angle to Mars, the planet of energy and often conflict, at 28 degrees of Scorpio. That is good, and that may get us up early, even despite the time change. 5:17 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 8:17 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 1:17 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time is when it's exact. We might just go back to bed after that, though, because the moon conjoins Neptune, the planet of dreams and visions, in the last degree of Pisces in its home sign, 29 Pisces, at 7:15 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 10:15 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 3:15 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. That's a snoozer right there. But it's only for a short time because the moon does move into the very raw-energied fire sign of Aries at 7:39 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 10:39 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 3:39 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, so we are expecting a lot of activity just in general today. Moon makes another harmonious sextile, 60-degree angle, this one from 0 degrees of Aries to Uranus, the planet of sudden change and sometimes chaos, but this is a get up and go and kind of expect the unexpected in a positive way kind of energy. It could be that brilliant idea in your head, or it could be, let's go do something different today. 8:01 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time is when it's exact. 11:01 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time and 4:01 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. And then the moon makes another harmonious sextile, this one from 1 degree of Aries to Pluto, the lord of concentrated power and sometimes manipulation, at 1 degree of Aquarius. That is also good. That's a nice self-empowerment sort of energy. 10:05 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time is when that's exact. 1:05 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time and 6:05 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Then, 4 hours go by before the moon at 3 degrees of Aries makes a flowing trine, a nice smooth angle, to Mercury, the planet of communication, which is at 3 degrees of Sagittarius. Both of those are fire signs, and so it's another get up and go and communicate sort of energy. 2:18 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 5:18 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and 10:18 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. And then in the latter part of the afternoon into the evening, Venus, the planet of love and affection, which is at 25 degrees of Libra in its home sign, makes a hard squared 90-degree angle to Jupiter, the planet of good fortune and expansion, at 25 degrees of Cancer. Jupiter's about to go retrograde in a few days, so this is a particularly fortunate time for all things Jupiter. And Venus square Jupiter is, I want more, and sweet, sweet, sweet. So easy on the donuts today, or all the sugar. 3:17 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time is when that's exact. 6:17 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 11:17 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Could be nice for loving, though, so generally a very nice day. I'm Ra, Rishi Kavi Raghudas from Star Presence Astrology. Glad I got all that in. Now, if you would like to have a personal reading with me, please book it on my website, starpresence.net. Remember, for the very moment that you're born, you've got star presence. Enjoy this day, no matter what, and sleep in, if you can.